There is a war every human is fighting, but most people never see it, until it destroys their life. Long before modern cities, before weapons, before borders and nations, before the world became noisy, fast, and distracted, there was a hidden teaching passed through generations, a teaching that said, the greatest battle a human will ever fight is not outside them, it is inside them. And by the end of this story, you will understand why ancient elders feared this truth more than any physical enemy. Because an enemy you can see is easier to prepare for, but an enemy inside your mind can destroy you without warning. The elders taught that every human being is born into three invisible battles. Three enemies that do not carry weapons, but shape every decision, every failure, every conflict, and every peace. The first enemy is fear. Fear is not what people think it is. Fear is not danger. Fear is imagination. A future that has not happened, but feels real enough to stop you from moving forward. Fear speaks in silence. It does not shout, it whispers. It says, what if? What if you fail? What if you are rejected? What if you are not enough? And slowly, a person begins to obey something that does not even exist. To understand fear, the elders would tell a story. A young hunter once entered the forest alone at night. He was warned not to go, but he believed he was strong enough, so he went anyway.
Before we continue, if you're finding value in this video, please take a moment to support the channel. If you haven't already, tap the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss future teachings and stories. And if this message resonates with you, leave a like, share this video with your family and friends, and tell us your thoughts in the comments. Every like, every share, and every new subscriber helps this knowledge reach more people across the world. Thank you for being here. Now, let us continue our journey.
At first, everything was quiet. Too quiet. Every sound became a threat. A branch snapping in the distance. A bird suddenly flying away. The wind moving through the trees. Nothing was dangerous, but everything felt dangerous. His breathing became shallow. His grip tightened. His heart began to race. And slowly, his mind began creating enemies that were not there. Shapes in the dark, eyes in the distance, movement behind him. He was no longer walking through a forest. He was walking through fear. And he did not realize something important. The forest had not changed. He had. By morning, when light returned, the hunter discovered the truth. There were no enemies. There had never been enemies. Everything he fought was created inside him. Fear does not show you reality. It replaces reality. But fear is only the beginning. Because the elders warned, there is a second enemy. And this one destroys not just individuals, but families, communities, and entire nations. That enemy is anger. Anger feels different from fear. Where fear makes you small, anger makes you feel powerful. But the elders taught something dangerous. Anger is not strength. It is the illusion of strength. Anger arrives fast. It speaks loudly. It demands action. It demands reaction. It demands destruction. And in that moment, a person stops thinking.
A young warrior once stood before an elder. He shouted, he insulted him, he demanded a fight. But the elder did not move. He did not speak. He simply stood in silence. And the more the young warrior shouted, the more powerful the silence became. Until, finally, the young man stopped. Breathing heavily. And then the elder spoke. He asked one question. If someone gives you anger, and you refuse to accept it, who does it belong to? The young warrior had no answer. And in that moment, he began to understand something deeper. Anger is not thrown into you like a weapon. It is accepted. And the person who controls your emotions controls your actions. And the person who controls your actions controls your life. But even anger was not the deepest danger. There was still one more enemy. And this one moves quietly and destroys slowly. That enemy is pride. Pride does not look like weakness. It looks like confidence. But it carries a hidden poison. If these forgotten teachings speak to something deep inside you, take a moment to subscribe. This channel exists to preserve and share the ancient wisdom of Udo Ogu so that these teachings are never lost. And if you believe our ancestral knowledge deserves a place in the modern world, join this journey with us. There was once a warrior who was undefeated. But slowly, he began to believe he had nothing left to learn. He stopped listening. He stopped growing. He stopped questioning. And life began to test him in ways strength could not solve. Because pride does not destroy loudly, it destroys silently. Fear blinds you. Anger controls you. But pride destroys you without you even noticing. And yet, it is not the absence of conflict. They become steady. They become calm in chaos. They become strong without destruction. And that steadiness is inner peace. True strength is not measured by power over others, but by power over yourself. Because the greatest warrior is not the one who defeats enemies outside. It is the one who refuses to be defeated inside. That is Udo Ogu. The art of inner peace, the discipline of the mind, and the strength of a calm heart. If you have stayed until this moment, and perhaps these teachings were meant for you, become part of this growing community by subscribing. Leave your thoughts below. Share this documentary with those who seek wisdom over conflict. and strength guided by peace. Because traditions survive only when people choose to carry them forward. And perhaps the next guardian of this knowledge is you.